Okay, part two to exercise 2i. We're going to look at the second example, comparing distributions using parallel box plots. So back-to-back stem plots can be used to compare the distribution of a numerical variable across two groups when the data sets are also small. So these parallel box plots can also be used to compare the distributions, and unlike back-to-back stem plots, box plots can also be used when there are more than two groups. In the next example, in 2J, you can will definitely be using an example where you can see more than two groups. In fact, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 groups. So by drawing box plots on the same axis, both the center and spread for the distributions are readily identified and can be compared visually. And they're really easy with this exhibit A right here. So this example here, the following parallel box plots display the distribution of pulse rates, beats per minute, for a group of female students and a group of male students. We're going to use this information in the box plots to write a report comparing these distributions in terms of their center, the spread, and outliers in the context of the data. Usually it gives you a focal point in terms of the center, spread, and outliers. So this information we can see right here, females being the top box plot. You can see the minimum, the maximum, the Q1, median, and Q3, and there's an obvious difference between a set of data with the males. The males, the two biggest differences you can see is that most of the data, specifically the interquartile range, is shifted lower and is smaller in comparison to the female students. Another thing you can identify is that not only one, but there are two outliers. One bottom outlier and one male outlier. So this just means that the pulse rate or the beats per minute was considered really high and also really low in comparison to most of the data here. I mean, to have a beat per minute, to have 120 beats per minute, that's quite a few beats. It's on average 2 a second. So this is considered very high in comparison to the set of data. Okay? For resting pulse rate, especially, that's considered pretty high. So let's first talk about the median pulse. Okay, so the median pulse rate for the females is 72. How we can tell is we can just look at this line here, Q2 or median. That's 72. And this is high in comparison to the males, which is 65. Second thing you want to look at is the spread. Okay, and I'll just leave this down here. The spread of pulse rates for females, or the interquartile range, is greater than males with the IQR 10. However, the range is much greater for males because of those outliers, the 40 and 120. And there are no outliers for females. Okay, so that's all you got to talk about for the spread, the IQR, and also the range. Now, it's a good thing to also talk about the numerical values for the range. I just put in the IQR being 15 and 10. Talk about what the actual value of the range is for both the males and females, and you can draw that comparison. Okay. You want to talk about how symmetrical the box plots are, and again, both of them are approximately symmetrical. You just put a side note that the males box plot is symmetrical based on the condition that we are not including that outlier. Okay, so if we scroll up, that outlier, we're not including that, and because of that, and this outlier here, and because of that, we can see symmetry within the box plot. Okay, so it's just very important to note that. And so, a conclusion. In conclusion, and I'll put these this little fact here as well. In conclusion, median pulse rates for females was higher than males, and female pulse rates were generally more variable than male pulse rates. It's good to always back up these statements with values. Okay, so in conclusion, median, put a comma, what the median value is. Pulse rates for females was higher than males, in brackets, put what the median pulse rate was for males. Okay, that is it. That's all you got to do for conclusion for this example right here. At any point, you're more than welcome to pause the video to get these notes down. Alternatively, you can go onto Compass. This concludes exercise 2I. Next exercise being 2J, we're going to look into a template, and you will also need your calculator to help you out for 2J. Till then, I'll see you in the next video.